i-accept ng asawa yung bata. Okay? So, ano naman ang moral dimension ng artificial insemination o itong tinatawag na reproductive technologies? So, as with other issue involving human procreation, an artificial insemination, okay, an analysis with this method of the nature is transcendent medical and legal consideration alone. Although these factors are essentials and must be taken into account, so from a Christian perspective, an analysis of the morality of artificial insemination must take seriously the divine purpose for human sexuality and the institution of marriage. So this personal dimension must be given a central place in the discussion. So otherwise, the generation of human life is placed on the same level as animal husbandry, merely because the technical possibilities are similar. So, yung ibang tao, iniisip nila na itong artificial insemination ay magiging ang value ng tao ay parang hayop na lang rin. Kasi parehas naman ng procedure na ginagawa sa dito sa artificial insemination. No, ayon sa mga Roman Catholic officials teaching, parehas na yung artificial insemination by husband at saka artificial insemination by donors are morally illicit. So si Pope Pius XII, in an address to the Fourth International Convention of Catholic Physicians in October of 1949, stated in reference to artificial insemination outside of marriage that the natural law and the divine law are such that the procreation of a new life may only be the fruit of marriage. So yan yung sinabi ni Pope Pius XII, no? Ang procreation raw ay mangyayari lamang sa pamamagitan ng marriage. So a child conceived by means would be illegitimate. So with respect to the use of artificial insemination by donors within marriage, Pius XII went on to say that it was likewise illicit, inasmuch as, sabi niya, only marriage partner have mutual rights over their bodies for the procreation of a new life, and these rights are exclusive, non-transferable, and inalienable, no? So even the use of artificial insemination by husband, marriage is illicit, sabi nila, since it is wrong to use unnatural means to achieve a worthy end. So si Pius XII went on to state, sinabi niya, it is superfluous to indicate that the active element can never be lawfully obtained by acts that are contrary to nature. Artificial insemination by husband thus is illicit according to the Roman official Catholic teaching, because it is not the expression of the natural conjugal act between the husband and the wife, and because it involves an act of unnatural sex, no, unnatural creation or procreation. So yan yung stand ng Roman Catholic. So ang mga Protestant on artificial insemination has been diverse. Iba-iba sila ng mga paniniwala at tayo. Noong 1945, isang special commission appointed by the Archbishop ng Canterbury recommended that Parliament pass legislation making artificial insemination by donor a criminal offense. So, para sa kanila, ganon, ano? In 1957, G. Aiken Taylor, writing in Christianity Today, concluded that artificial insemination by donor was intrinsically a breach of marriage. Noong 1959 naman, a group of British churchmen, in an opinion submitted to the government, concluded that artificial insemination by donor could be right under some circumstances. Okay, so you see here that the Protestant differ from their view. Okay, so may be right under some consideration, but should only be used as a means of last resort. So the General Assembly of the United Presbyterian Church passed a resolution in 1962 calling upon synods, presbyteries, and individual Presbyterians to work for the passage of uniform state law protecting couples and physicians, and also the rights of children in causes of artificial insemination involving an anonymous donor. So si Joseph Pletcher has been one of the more outspoken proponents of the legitimacy of artificial insemination by donors. Writing in his 1954 book, Morals and Medicines, Pletcher argued that artificial insemination by donor was morally right in as much as the fidelity of marriage in a personal bond between husband and wife, rather than a legal relationship. Similarly, the parent-child bond is a moral rather than a merely material or physical one. Marriage is not an absolute sexual monopoly. So Christian ethics elevates the meaning of love above the determinism of biological necessity and moralistic legalism. Okay? So, yan yung tayo ng isang Christian and physician. So, within Evangelical Protestant circle, the artificial insemination by donor has been given a qualified endorsement by Norman Geisler. Isa siyang professor ng systematic theology sa Dallas Theological Seminary. So si Geisler ay nag-conclude na sinabi niya artificial insemination by mutual consent of marriage couples does not appear to be a moral evil. Indeed, it could in some cases be a great good. So, iyan yung stand ni Norman Geisler, no? So, sinabi niya pa, dinagdag niya pa na ang artificial insemination ay nakapag-promotes ng complete and whole personhood. Sabi niya, it can be morally right, but when it violates either free consent or the intrinsic value of personhood, it is morally wrong. So, iyan yung stand ng Catholic, Roman Catholic sa reproductive technologies. Para sa kanila, ito raw ay morally wrong. Pero sa Protestant circle, diverse ang belief nila sa reproductive technologies na ito, specifically sa artificial insemination. So, may kanya-kanya silang stand. So, it could be morally right or morally evil. But again, it depends doon sa paniniwala ng individual, lalo na doon sa gagawa nito. Okay? So, hanggang dito na lang ang aking lecture. Nawa ay meron kang natutunan. So, I will end here. God bless you and keep always safe. Okay? Bye-bye for now.